what's good? It's your boy Too Broke here with my boy Hova Nissi. This is episode 1 of the new podcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're doing this for the town, so if you want an interview, make sure you hit me. I will be leaving everything in the description, all that shit below. So we just gonna get this shit started, man. Here with my boy Hova Nissi. What's good?
What's up,
Most people know him as Pi, OG in the town.
Jovito.
And basically what we doing is we putting these interviews together to get y'all names out there. We doing this for the town. Basically trying to be the no jumper of Rochester. So yeah, let's get it started. So how long you been doing this?
Shit, I really started real young at an age, like, I started memorizing hip hop when I was like 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll songs. So I was already like musically inclined. My uncle's father, my aunts, they were all musical, playing pianos, guitars. So at the end of the day, just hip hop was meant for me. Like, I used to be out in Clinton Avenue when it was popping, and
Right.
boom boxes everywhere, people break dancing, all that was out there. So, my sisters used to have me like in a stroller walking up and down the avenues, and I saw my world. You feel me? So ever since then, I just stood musically inclined, and hip hop became what it was. And throughout school, middle school, high school, everybody that in my circle was rapping. So you know what I'm saying? Like, we had to acquire skill levels and stuff. People were really into that back then. Hip hop was, flourishing.
Right.
Right before our eyes, and we was a part of it. But Rochester couldn't be as much as a part of it as we wanted to, because it was harder for us. But at the end of the day, I started rapping when I was young. I kept rapping. I'm still rapping to this day. I love hip hop. I started with the love of a DJ at first. I used to love vinyls.
Right.
But then, the microphone just kept calling me and shit. And that's when I just started getting busy on the mics. You know what I'm saying?
So what was like the first name like you went as?
Wow, I really
Because
don't.
you so many name changes. For those of y'all that don't know, this motherfucker been through more names than than anybody I know.
I've reinvented myself multiple times. Yeah, it's good to do that.
Right.
If anybody out there, it's all right to reinvent yourself. It's all right. At the end of the day, I don't remember my first rap name. I was always known as Pi. You know what I'm saying? Probably some MC something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Back in the day, because that's how it was. But Smoke One was actually like my real first hip hop name, Smoke One. And then, because like the one thing like was shout out to Tag One, shout out to Cap One, Capone, that one thing was real heavy in Rochester.
Right.
Amongst the gangs and shit. So it was Smoke One for me, cause you know what I mean? So after that, I changed the one to Dawn. Then I had Smoke Don Luciano. I was always known as Nitty, and I was always known as Pi. So Pi Nitty was just a given.
Right.
You heard? But my real true rap name was Smoke One. Then it just, it evolved all the way here to Jovito, Hova Nissi. Nitty Smalls was before that. Pi Nitty was before that.
Nice. So talk about some of like the influences that made you want to do music. Like,
Wow.
who you grew up listening to.
That's heavy.
Right.
Man, I've been listening since the 80s. So, like, my first influences, of course, is probably a lot of people's first influences, which was like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Cool Herc, so Rakim, you know what I'm saying? Eric B. and Rakim, Dana especially, that's my guy, Slick Ricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with hip-hop,
Classics. Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
I said a hip hop,
what's
a hip
it? Some phonics or some that's the science. It's like, we had the females. We had Queen Latifahs. We had MC Lights.
Right.
So like I grew up with all that. Roxanne Shante, the real Roxanne. That Bismarcky. That's the first set of hip hop. Then like the next came the golden era, which we all fell in love with, like Nas, Pac, Big. And I really got their styles. Like, if I flex the DMX, I'ma shut you down. I got their styles because I love them so much. You got everybody, but I can't forget like Tragedy, Gaddafi. I can't forget like Iman Thug, you know what I'm saying? I can't forget Queens niggas and Brooklyn niggas, you know, like it was just a plethora of hip hop. Shout out to Chris G and Every Ev 88.5, 89.7, because at that time it was college radio and they allowed the curse words, and you know what I'm saying? Like that, I used to wait for those times.
Sitting with your tape,
oh,
ready to
man.
record. Yeah, it was
wait
crazy.
For them
I remember
times,
them
you
days.
hear me? So like, it was amazing. It was an amazing time for us because, you know, like all these styles was flourishing and people were snatching them up. Like Jay-Z style wasn't Jay-Z style. That style was out already. It's just that he got famous with that style. It's like a lot of names. So all my influences come from that. And then I got like newer influences, southern influences, like Young Jeezy and, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with T.I. when he was popping, you know.
Outkast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely Outkast. Can't
Right.
forget about the true southern that was around the golden era, you know what I'm saying? But
Good.
that's how it go. Like I fuck with the sound. Migos is fire, you know. So I get inspired by everything. I went through every phase of hip hop basically since the '80s. So I got all that bunched in. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody in hip hop that's just doing it and inspiring people, man. That shit is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
So what would you say was what drew you to music and what made you want to take it serious and pursue it as, you know, a career?
I just always felt like it was meant for me, but like after Tupac, I guess like Tupac really gave me a true vision as to how many people you can reach. And you know, like at this moment, this day, the way I love God, because I'm an Israelite and I understand the Bible, I feel like Pac was doing the same thing, because on his back, the cross on his back says Exodus 18:31. There's really no such thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you read chapters Exodus 18 to chapter 31, that's the whole story of God getting Israel out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know that, but I just put you on. So like Pac put me closer to God in a sense, and he taught me that I could reach people. I mean, I'm around people who's drug addicts, who's hustlers, who's prison, you know, institutionalized. I'm around people who just don't believe in dreams anymore, and like it's hard to reach these people with God because they don't believe God the way we're supposed to. So I felt like Pac had a vision there. So not only am I just doing this for like the love of it, but I got a big message, and my message comes from the Most High. So it's probably gonna be hard. You know, like Noah was trying to tell people it was gonna flood, and they didn't believe him until it started raining. So that's what I'm going through right now. But that's why I stay driven in hip hop, because you know there's a big mission, a big message.
So with everything you've been through, you know, all the trials and tribulations, tell the people like some of the struggles you went through to get to where you at right now.
The hardest struggle I ever had to do was believe in myself. That's it.
That's deep.
Because I took myself out of Rochester, went to school. I took myself out of Rochester to do more things than what I could do here. And if I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't have really drove myself to do it. I stay in my room, in my studio every day, working on my craft, anything that you know that I could get better on, because I believe in myself. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't care for those things. The hardest thing to do is believe in yourself, is because when you believe in those things, people don't believe they're going to happen. They don't believe in them things. They think you're wasting your time. So the people around you can actually discourage you and have you feeling like, damn, I am wasting my time. And if you give up there, you'll never know. So, fighting through that and like keep pushing, because I got white hairs. I don't give a fuck how old I look. If y'all knew the bad break we had in Rochester and how hard it was for us to even get in the game, you know what I'm saying? Y'all respect this grind. Y'all be like, y'all niggas never gave up. And that's the hardest thing to do. Believe in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid. Don't worry about what other people think. That goes against you believing in yourself. Always believe in yourself. That's it. Don't never give up no matter what. That's it. The hardest thing to do.
So with everything you've been through in the game and you know all the struggles you've been through and all that kind of crazy shit, what would be some advice you would give to an aspiring artist trying to make it in hip hop, whether it be rapping, producing, because you know you do damn near everything.
She said, same thing. You gotta believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to yourself, and don't let people lie to you. You understand? It's okay to have constructive criticism. If you're not the greatest out there, you're just not. You know, that's not the point. Just be the greatest you can be. There's a lot of money out here. There's enough money. They burn money every week, every day. There's a lot of money out here. You can make enough money for yourself in the millions where you ain't stepping on nobody's toes. You know what I'm saying? Just by you being yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. Don't let people around you discourage you. Stay focused. Don't try to do everything big. You can do little by little by little, and as it builds, it gets bigger. You know, patience is good, but also have urgency. Also be accurate. You know, surgical precision. Measure 1,000 times, cut once. You feel me? Don't let nobody around you shake your ground, because ain't no time for that. Ain't no time for that. Like, at the end of the day, there's no emotion when it comes to motion. If you got emotion, you ain't moving. You know what I mean? You got to understand that. So, again, don't lie to yourself neither. Don't be telling yourself you the nicest if you're not. You know, respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Require your skills. Take your time and get better. You know what I mean? Like that, people will understand that. People will feel that energy, that aura. You care about yourself. You care about your music. You're easy to deal with. So there's a lot of tricky people out here. Just read books, watch tutorials. You know, get information from informative people. They out there. Stay focused. Carry yourself correctly. Love God. You know, if you don't love God, just keep yourself in a good energy, man. Work good. Things will happen. Other than that, you'll have a rough motherfucking time.
So being a big supporter of local music and all that, who would you say are like the next generation for Rochester rap?
All of us, well, most of us. There's a big gang of us, and also it's about the work they put in. So the work they put in is the work they get out of it. What I can say is that the light is on upstate New York due to like Griselda's, you know, shout out to Buffalo and everything. You know, shout out to Specials and all Ito and all the guys who's working hard. You know what I'm saying? There's too many to name. It's vast. You know, I got a big family. I got the Cloth, Riggs in them. You know, I got Black G's, Don't Get Shot gangs. You know, I got so many. I got Chino. I got, you know, Dame behind the cam. I got people all over me who are super talented. So all I can say right now, the light is on us. Work hard. Get your content out there. Get discovered. They waiting for this. They know that we're the future more than we do. You feel me? So stay what you doing. Stay how you doing it. Stay New York. Stay gutter. Stay raw. And you got a place in this shit, for sure. Right.
So the question that, you know, it's either you love to answer this question or you hate it, just because it's so much controversy behind it, because it's like, it's really a point of your opinion. In your opinion, who are your top 10 lists?
Again, wow, that's generational. You know, I got
right.
a huge 10, you know what I'm saying? But I could give you some. I know, like, everybody knows the common ones. But let me try to go uncommon. You know, I know Big L be mentioned by a few people, but not as many. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw Big L up there. You know what I'm saying? But he's passed away. So, like, at the end of the day, I got to give Jada. He's been working hard, consistent. Styles P are, you know, I gotta give Styles his flowers, you know what I'm saying? He's consistent, he's been working hard. None of his shit is garbage. You feel me? So they're definitely included. Shout out to like Fabulous, you see what I'm saying? Because Fab is working hard and he's withstanding the test of time.
Right. To be so consistent throughout the times, decades, like,
you
it's
feel
crazy.
Me? DJ Clue,
a lot of rappers
DJ
come
Clue
and go.
saw what he saw and he was right. So shout out to Fab. You feel me? Like, you know, I have to do, like, this doesn't have to be mentioned, but I gotta mention it. Is Hova. That's another one who's doing big things and he comes from our era where, you know, where we was at, and for him to be still relevant and still, you know, making things happen.
Breaking barriers, bro.
And Eminem is there too. So like a lot of people, like those guys we already know in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta throw up, you know, in despite of anything, I gotta shout out like Ali Vegas. Ali Vegas, when he started working on his new projects, like he was somebody that was our age, and he was dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I shut him out on Doggy Diamond shit too, but it's like he's dope. Shout out to my guy Royal Flush. See, they're sleeping on Queens artists. There's a few. And I gotta shout out, Buckshot Shorty, but he's not active, but his guys are. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tech and Steel. So these guys have to be mentioned at these times. And that's almost covering like 7 of my, you know what I mean? Without mentioning the people we talk about. You feel what I'm saying? People who I work with, Chris Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's working. So
since that question is so played out, let's make it like this. What do you think gives the person the right to be mentioned in a top 10 or top 50? Like,
work ethic.
Right.
Because work ethic has no face, no color, no creed. You get numbers from your work ethic. The harder you work, the more you achieve. There's no name on work ethic. It's just the energy, a person. So that's why Pac is legendary. His work ethic exceeded what people normally would, call extreme.
That's why those questions are so crazy, because it's like, to some person it'll be like, oh, he's in my top 5 because he was a nice lyricist.
Right.
But does that take out credit away from this dude who sold so many records? He may not have been the best rapper, but his numbers speak for themselves.
So, but the record thing kind of could fool somebody, because that could be favoritism. You know what I'm saying? Not to diss Eminem, but a lot of his shit is because of white folks or suburban. It's not about that. It's more about feats and accomplishments that they've achieved in reality. You understand what I'm saying? Because them even being in that position, they had to believe in themselves, and they had to work hard. You know what I mean? You can't put a face on that. You put a value on that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's why Dre's valuable. Jay-Z valuable. They had to get into the doors, then they took it further.
The reason I say that is because I was watching Joe Budden podcast, right?
For sure.
Shout out to Joe Budden and all them. They doing crazy numbers right now.
For sure.
But they were talking about Lil Uzi, right?
Mm-hmm.
On his album sales, he did like 350 million streams in a week, right?
For sure.
But it's crazy because Lil Uzi's been gone for so long, for almost 4 or 5 years, hasn't dropped nothing.
Right.
And you bring out an album and you're dropping those numbers.
Right.
Compared to who's relevant right now. For somebody that's been relevant, constantly dropping albums, and they can't break like Meek Mill's. He's not in that 350 million. He'll probably do 175 million his first week.
Right. There's different machines.
You know what I'm saying? And then you ask the question, who's in your top? Does the guy with the numbers get the top, or does the guy with the bars get the top?
Well, if you want to base it on money, and you want to base it on profits, and you want to base it like on a business, and that's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to base it on skill, lyricism, that's not gonna work. That's
where I feel like those questions, those top 10, is like, what are you basing it on?
This is how it goes.
Because a lot of people get that fucked up. You ask the average person who just listens to music, they're always gonna think about, well, this dude sold this many records.
Right.
But then a true hip hop head is gonna be like, well, my boy over here who only sold 50,000, I'll outbar him to death.
That's the key word right there. Underground and all that. Because at the end of the day, there's machines behind these guys. Right. There's big machines, big promotional machines, and that's not always the case. A lot of people don't understand that when somebody says he got the machine behind him. Right. You feel me? These guys are signed. But at the end of the day, also, because like Migos did it off their own, and they created a machine. Like, you got to create your machine. That's how you get better off. When you create your machine, you level the playing field. You could be super lyrical all you want, because you're doing it your own. That's what True Entertainment do. Like, we believe in our independency. So other cats, they go under machines and they get bigger numbers, better promotion, better, things are happening in the backgrounds for them. But I don't know it because I'm not in that room with them 24/7. All I can do is spectate like everyone else. What I can tell you, know what I'm saying, is that in these days and times, You know what I'm saying? All these streams and stuff like that, you know, it's different demographics out here. Those 350 million streams could have came from Africa or somewhere unknown. You know, you never know where it's coming from.
Exactly.
Just understand that if you're good enough, it's undeniable, you're popular, they're gonna fuck with you. That's how it's gonna be. Like talent could defeat hard workers all day, but when you have talent and you work hard, man, you're gonna cover the board. You see what I'm saying? So you won't have to worry about those type of things. You'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, like literally manipulate contracts and stuff and talk to people because, you know, you got the power. You feel me? You want to get the power. And now that we're in the internet times, YouTube's all that, y'all know y'all heard it before, utilize these things because these things can make you, you know, independently rich. You don't even need these labels like that.
It's all about being independent.
You can't get discouraged by these other guys getting big numbers. They got different machines. One day, if you get hit hard enough, these same machines are gonna come try to fuck with you. Just gotta you just gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
So with the knowledge of all that, like you basically know, like, you know, these fucking machines. You know, you get behind the right label, you're gonna do this or do that. How do you feel about the current state of hip hop? Are you favored towards the traditional, okay, I gotta get a label behind me, or more independent? Like, how do you feel about that whole situation?
You need both to really rock. You need both. Feel me? When you independent and the labels find you like basically attractive because your numbers are good and everything, they gonna help you real well. But either way, when you're independent, you're gonna want to work with a machine. You know, even in the distribution sense, because they get that name behind you and it helps you solidify your independency in the industry. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But other than that, like, yeah, you just gotta work hard on the independent thing, man. It's better to like know the business and get used to the business, understanding the business, and when you do it yourself, that's what happens. As opposed to going to let somebody else do all the business for you, you're just gonna keep getting fucked over, and then it's gonna be too late. By the time you figure something out, it's gonna be too late, and then you're gonna have a lot of litigations and shit going on. You don't really want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's good to have your bumps and bruises, so you can learn what ASCAP is. You can learn what performance rights organizations are. You could understand what they do. You could understand how to do copyrights correctly. You could understand how to reach out to copyright owners and clear samples for your production. You know what I'm saying? These things you come into, if you're young, it's better for you. You know, you come into play and you start really learning the meat and potatoes. So when it's time to get busy or really talk business, you know, people can't really get over on you because you understand, you know, what they think you don't understand. So it's got to be on point.
Definitely want to educate yourself.
Let me just say this. The level of hip-hop right now, the way the state of hip-hop is supposed to happen this way. This is not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? New York had the ball. You know what I'm saying? They didn't drop it. A lot of things occurred where things got real hectic in the 90s, a lot of violence. So things had to get switched up. They had to miss us. You know what I'm saying? They had to miss us. So now that they got a new face, they got upstate New York, you know what I'm saying? It's not the old New York that they really coming back to. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change the game. Like I fuck with Atlanta in the South. I be there. I know everybody out there. Shout out to free bands and all that. But that's not me. I'm from New York, so I gotta fix what's happening in New York. We gotta fix our ground over here so people can understand that New York always had a sound, and it's not the 90s sound, it's the New York sound, and the New York sound is coming back fresh and new, like Griselda and them. So like at the end of the day, that's who we are, the new New York. We're patching it up. We're switching up the sound. We're here to give hip hop a fresh new look, fresh new faces, and especially for New York. So shout out to everybody in New York who understands what's happening, because at the end of this, the unification is going to be crazy. You know, the upstate and the boroughs is going to be crazy. Remember, I said it. You know what I'm saying? Jovito, Hova Nissi, you know what I'm saying? I'm not playing with y'all, man. All of this is not a game. There's no coincidences. This is it. That's how it goes.
Before we wrap this up, let the people know what you got going on. Music-wise, beat-wise, anything else you want to shout out to let the people know where they can find you, social media, all that shit.
I let them know at Hova Nissi. That's, you know, HOVANISSI. You know, my name is Hova Nissi, but Hova Nissi is like a shorter version. And like, I got a lot of work coming from very reputable 585 artists that's been working with me. You know, shout out to Yayo, shout out to Riggs, shout out to Mooch. These guys are on my project that is coming out next called Jovito. You know, it's the name. You know what I'm saying? So after Jovito, I got a few other EPs that I'm dropping. I got Foreign Language on the way with, you know, I got Tony Sunshine on there. My guy As Is from The Outsiders is on there. So like, you know, Upstate is coming, man. We got it loaded up. That's what's happening. So we getting it ready to ship it out to everybody, put it on the social media. So yeah, follow me at Hova Nissi, at Hova Nissi, you know what I mean? And shout out all 585 and all Upstate, all hip hop. We love you all, feel me? We here, man.
You already know, Two Broke Chino, Hova Nissi, we out, baby.